Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Jolly by Nature, and we are back bringing you your chapter 5. Numbers are hard. Your chapter 5 team builder for PvP, part of the Blastburn Radio Nuzlocke World Tour. We are getting the team ready, assembling the squad for our PvP battle in this week's episode, episode number 80, you guys, of Blastburn Radio podcast. Now, kind of a mixed bag of a week for us. We didn't get anything super exciting in our encounters. We weren't expecting to. However, there was nothing really super exciting available. We got a Zoroa who could potentially be like really strong later, not so much right now. Same thing for our hidden ability Mencino. Like, I'm actually really excited to use a skilling Mencino. I think it has the potential to be very good, just not very good today. So what do we have that's very good today? Well, our team, our roster, our squad of amigos currently consists of Damon the Swanna, who was the new addition of the week. Not the water type we desire, as it were, but it is a water type, which is something we have dire need of on the squad. So you love to see it. You love to see the water. We're happy there. We have Kendrix the Sand Slash. We have Moltor the Magmar, Trakina the Heracross, Swoop the Crobat, Pudgy Pig, our now fully evolved starter, Imbor, Jason the Excadrill, and Merrick the Stoutland. If you had told me that Merrick would still be on the squad in Chapter 5, I'm not sure I would have believed you, yet here we are. Okay, so this is our roster going into PvP. Last chapter, PvP went not the best for your boy. I should have won both matches. In a perfect world, barring hacks, I should have won both. That being said, hacks are a part of the game, right? Like the obvious counter to that logic is, well, if you should have won without hacks, then you should have played a little bit better and won despite the hacks. And I'm not sure. There are small plays I think I could have made better, but overall I think we played really well, and just the dice rolls didn't come up in our favor, man. It happens. And that let Celes run away with the lead a little bit, which is unfortunate. Thankfully, she also took the safer path against Clay and normal moded that gym, which means that she didn't gain any points on me this week. I'm still in third, but it's a really close third, and like I'm not out of reach. Like, I can't take first this week. Even if we win both of our PvP matches, even if Celes loses both of hers, I'll still be tied for second just underneath her. But like, this is still a really close game. We've still got 4 more weeks of PvP, 4 more chapters, 4 more weeks of PvP to go. We still got 3 more gyms that we could potentially hard mode. Like, there's a lot that can be done here, and I feel like we're in a really good position to potentially win some this week. Now, we didn't get a lot of like really new and exciting like roster additions this week, but we did get access to a really new and exciting tool, and we're gonna deal with that real quick. First, we need to put some boys on the team, get them out the box. You and you. And you two, come on. Let's get it done. Real quick, let's look at the items. I don't think I have anything like new or crazy there. I know I did get a soft sand, I think last week, and now I have earthquakes, so that's actually like a good and useful thing to have. Yeah, we got the soft sand, leftover scope lens. And then I think nothing really exciting beyond that except for leftovers. Got a charcoal. Got the Eviolite. Yeah, normal stuff. Nothing new and exciting there. Okay, so we are. Oh, did I just put Rita back in the box? I sure did. I need Rita because we're not in Drift Fail. We need to be in Drift Fail. That's one thing Rita is genuinely good for. We have a fly slave, so that's fun. We didn't have to teach fly to our duck. You love to see it. Give me the vulture. Take me where I want to go, please. One thing we did have access to this week, actually, that was interesting is Toxica, our coughing, could have evolved this week. And I thought long and hard about putting Toxica back on the team. However, unfortunately, The big problem with Toxica right now is that Toxica is still ultimately hard-walled by steel types, which both of my opponents have, which is a problem, and just lacks a lot of like the really good utility that Weezing gets. We don't have Will-O-Wisp, we don't have Pain Split, we don't have fire or electric coverage. Like, Toxica is going to get very good, and like I'm really excited to use her, just not today. We need a few things. We need at least one thing before Toxica can be really good and useful, and we're not going to get that thing until I think next chapter is when we'll get the Will-O-Wisp TM. So at that point, Toxica becomes a much more serious contender. Oh, hey! I wasn't coming for a heart scale, but we got a heart scale. We take those. Well... I'm so glad this is such high quality video content as we play the Jolly Looks for the Right fucking building game. This one? Yeah, this one. We got move tutors, you guys! And I spent a lot of time running around. As you can tell from my 22 motherfucking red shards, I spent a good long time. Oh, I need to go get our Crobat too. I forgot. I knew there was one move I was forgetting I wanted to learn. But yeah, we can learn Iron Head on Jason now, which is so dope. Bye, return. That good flinch game on. And Thunder Punch on Moltor, which will hopefully catch somebody by surprise and let me do something real good. What I'm hoping, like ideally in a perfect world, someone will bring out a Swanna and not target into Moltor's slot because they're going to anticipate a swap and I can just T-punch it into oblivion. That's a risky play. I don't think I would make that play unless I was like already down and looking for a miracle. But it's really cool to have the option. At least, again, it's only going to be a surprise once, right? Once we do it once, no one's surprised ever again. But we can hopefully bamboozle. You okay, sweetheart? Heard my kid take a tumble. All right, there she goes. I apologize for the audio issues last week. Thank you, Riley, for bringing those to my attention. I appreciate it. I run so many different settings for so many different things. I just plumb forgot how to set my sound up for this. So, my bad. Yeah, we're going to give Swoop Super Fang, which is going to be really, really useful to break some of the fatter, hard-to-break things. Like those Magnetons, for instance, that can pretty freely switch in on Swoop. Now they can't necessarily. They're risking taking half on that switch in, which is nice. And then last but not least, we are going to use a TM. I think just one TM. Yeah, just one TM. We're going to give Rock Tomb back to Trakina, our Heracross. And actually we're going to learn it over Aerial Ace, which wasn't like a super easy decision, but ultimately, like, I ran the numbers, I did the math, and close combat hits what's his guts Girder harder than Aerial Ace does anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, and the rock coverage is fucking invaluable for dealing with Crobat. So we're gonna have that until we get better rock coverage, until we get like Rock Slide or Stone Edge, which would ideally be perfect. But yeah, that is the roster this week. We've got them set. We got their move sets set. So let's go ahead and just quickly take a look at what we're actually bringing to PvP this week. And again, this is doubles PvP, which means things are a little bit different. We're bringing Trakina, Damon, Merrick, Jason, Swoop, and Moltor. And I'm bringing the same 6 for both matches, and the reason for that is pretty simple. Kendrick's, our Sandslash, is nice and physically bulky. That matters a lot less in doubles battles than it does in singles, because they can just like pretty much pretty safely ignore you, right? And I don't feel like Kendricks brings enough of an offensive threat to balance that, and so I didn't feel like she was the best answer for a doubles matchup. And as much as I love him, Pudgy's just not the best answer for much of anything right now. Moltor is just a better fire type, especially in a doubles matchup where I think that we've got a couple of pretty solid advantages. We kept Helping Hand on Merrick, our Stoutland, and that's something that can be really, really handy, particularly Helping Hand into Jason, our Excadrill, with Rock Slide. Could be devastating, so that's really, really excellent. And then Moltor has double fire stab. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but Moltor's rocking 2 fire type moves, Flame Burst and Lava Plume, and they're both really useful this week because Flame Burst hits both sides of the field. This allows us to hit both of our opponent's Pokemon in a doubles battle, and Lava Plume has a 30% chance to burn. It's fire type Scald, essentially. So both of these moves have a lot of potential utility in this matchup. Eviolite on Moltor, Soft Sand on Jason, Leftovers on Merrick, and Scopelins on Damon, and then Citrus Berry on Swoop and Trakina. Our most likely lead, at least for Celes, is going to be Merrick to get the Intimidate off, and then Moltor the Magmar. I don't want to lead with anything physically offensive against Celes because she's likely to lead with her own Stoutland for Intimidate, and I don't really want that to slow me down. But this will allow me to turn 1 either T-Wave something with Merrick to slow it down, or just Helping Hand into Flame Burst to get big dick damage if that's appropriate. Celes on her roster currently, her PvP roster consists of her Samurott, her Stoutland, her Magneton, her Growlithe. She has not evolved that Growlithe. Her Boldore, her Crobat, her Lilligant, and her Sandslash. I feel really good about this matchup overall. Lilligant is not nearly the threat in doubles that it is in singles. It can only put 1 Pokemon to sleep, and it can't reliably set up. I understand why Celes has held off on evolving her Growlithe. I understand that she wants better Fire Stab, but I really do think that it's a mistake at this point. When that Growlithe was still like a big threat, a big problem, I had to be super hesitant to click any fire type moves, which with as much fire as I have in the strong parts of my team, that was really damaging. That's not nearly the case when I know that it's a Growlithe with Flame Wheel. Like, what is it reasonably going to do to me? It didn't come last week, which was surprising, and I don't expect it to this week. And if it does come, I'm not super concerned about it. I have an Excadrill that's going to outspeed it. I have a Swanna that's going to outspeed it. Like, that dog is just not in a great place against me. I definitely expect the dog to sit. And honestly, probably the Boldore if I was a betting man, although I could definitely see how I could be wrong there. I could see her actually bringing the Boldore as a switch in to Magmar, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure who the second one to sit will be. Probably either Boldore or Sandslash. Maybe Lilligant if she comes to the same conclusion I did, that Lilligant has problems in this matchup. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be great. Mes on his roster has his Serperior, his Swanna, his Mandibuzz, his Magneton, his Girder, his Raticate, his Sandslash, and his Audino. Now we know that Mandibuzz is not going to come because it can't. Mes just basically looked at his roster of available Pokemon and said, there's nothing here that I want to train enough to actually train it, so I'm just going to bring 7, essentially. So one of these boys is not coming this week. Again, I could easily be the Sandslash. I think that makes a lot of sense in this matchup. I could see it being the Magneton potentially, depending. There's a number of options here, right? It's unfortunate for Mes that Manny, his Leavanny, out-leveled this week, because obviously that would have given him an 8th option, and Manny could actually be pretty good in this matchup. Fire weakness notwithstanding, and well, I guess in flying. Never mind. Manny would be in trouble. So yeah, that's just a whole lot of not great. Just in general, Mes's roster does not match up well to mine, which is unfortunate for you, Mes. I apologize, buddy. I mean, that Swanna, ironically, is a problem, and that's one we're going to have to face in gameplay this week, which is also a problem. But I mean, obviously its dual stabs are good against Pudgy, who isn't coming, but still. Flying is quad effective against Trakina. Water is effective against Magmar and Sandslash and Excadrill. I don't have a ton of answers for it, so I'm gonna have to play that super duper carefully. Swanna is also fast. my Swanna speed ties my Excadrill. So I have no idea if Mes's is going to be faster or slower. It could literally go either way, and that is terrifying. And I feel like in the end that's going to matter, unless I can just paralyze the fucking thing and not have to worry about it, which would be ideal. But yeah, against Mes, I think our most likely lead is once again going to be Stoutland, along with, in this case, probably Excadrill. Just lead real offensive, and just go for the fucking thing. At the very least, that'll draw his Exca counters out, and we can kind of deal with that as we go. But yeah, that's PvP this week. I feel real good about it. I feel like we have some really good options for use in doubles, and I'm looking forward to using them. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. As always, I've been Jolly by Nature. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.